Welcome to Fast Tip Friday. This is Amy Bowser-Rollins with Litigation Support Guru. In today's tip, I want to show you a technique called rubber banding. You may use it but not know that it has that name, or you may not use it because you just haven't been shown it before. So I'm using PowerPoint because it's a really good, easy way to show you the visual of what I'm talking about, but it works outside of PowerPoint. Okay, so this is the pieces to build a timeline. It's a document that I use in the paralegal program to teach PowerPoint. And right now I have the timeline, and then I have these bars, and then I have the years. So I want to show you, I'm going to use the rubber band feature right now. So it's a click with your left mouse button and drag. And using the rubber band, I can select all of the bars at once. And then I'm going to use my arrow key and move them up onto the timeline. Okay, and now I want to do the same thing for the years. So I'm going to select, so I'm clicking and dragging with my left mouse button. Now, the reason I did it that way is I wanted to show you a common frustration for people. So I tried to select all the years just like I tried to select the bars. And you notice that 1980 is not selected. And the reason why is because the selection box for 1980 was longer than where I put my mouse. So I put my mouse like right here, and I went like this. And notice it's not selecting it. But if I click on it, you can see that the selection box is all the way out here on the left. For whatever reason, the size of the box with the selection tool is larger than you think it is. So one thing I teach is that when you're trying to rubber band something, this is an instance where you don't want to be specific. You don't want to be like right up on the thing you're trying to select. You actually want to exaggerate. And when I say exaggerate, I don't mean like come all the way out here, which will work. I mean like just in case, come off the slide altogether, which is hard for some people to grasp. So, or to even think that it's possible. So when I teach people to exaggerate their rubber banding. So come all the way out here and go like that. And then you end up getting all the years, and you can move them up onto the timeline. Okay? So here's another example. Here's the timeline that I have the students build. All right, so if I click on a few items, you'll see that each one of these things is a separate item. Okay? Now, I want to show you how to select all the items on the timeline. Let's say that you built this timeline and somebody wants you to shift everything to the left a little. So they want the years and the bars, for whatever reason, to be a little bit to the left. Most people would start selecting each item. Hopefully you're not going to select and move each item one at a time, but most people would hold down Control key or Shift key and start selecting all the items. But I would rubber band it. So I'm going to come all the way out here, and I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to let go. So I clicked and dragged with my left mouse button, and I selected all of the items at once. And now when I hit my left arrow, all of the items are moving at the same time. Okay? Now, let's say that we want to group all of the items on the timeline and the timeline itself all together. So before when we did our rubber band, we only selected the items on the timeline. But now I'm going to come all the way out here, and I'm going to rubber band. And notice I'm actually touching other items on the page, the other black bars. But I'm not selecting them enough to get them selected, in other words. So now we have all the items on the timeline and the timeline itself, the graphic for the timeline. So now we can easily right-click and group. And now, from now on, that is one big thing that'll stay together, which is always a good idea if you're doing something like this. Okay, so now I want to select the entire. See how I went all the way out and exaggerated? So these are all the items on the page. Each of the text files, each of the graphics, each of the lines between the graphic and the timeline. So you can see everything's a separate item. And now we have our one grouped timeline that we already did. So if you wanted to group, let's say you wanted to group everything on this PowerPoint slide so that nobody could ever, mess it up and move it, you could select each thing at a time, holding down your shift key. You could, take all day to select every item. Or you can simply come out way out here and rubber band all the way across and then right click. Oops, let me do it again. Rubber band and then right click and group. So I could group all the items. But in this case, I asked the students to add animation. So all these three things right here are supposed to come in together. So with only 3 items, you could definitely just hold down your shift key as you select each item and they will all, be selected. But I'm going to rubber band just because I'm teaching rubber banding right now. Now, notice that I need to, so if I rubber band like that, I'm missing this bar right here. So I need to rubber band so that I can get that bar in there. And sometimes you have to go a little bit further than you think you do. But again, you're not going to select the wrong thing. So now I have all 3 items, and now I can group them, and then I can add animation to this one group. Okay, so that's today's tip, rubber banding. Like I said earlier, it comes in handy in other situations when you're working with a computer in Windows or Mac, but I wanted to show you the visual of it in PowerPoint. So hopefully you're rubber banding already. If you're not, now you hopefully will start using it. And that's it for today's tip. I hope you can put it to good use.